The Torah says the western wall, the Kotel HaMa'aravi, will never fall down. God promised that the western wall of the temple will never collapse. If the western wall in Jerusalem one day will fall down, earthquake, the Arabs would shoot a missile on it, I don't know, whatever the case may be, God forbid, that moment it will be the end of Judaism. Not only the end of the wall, which is a souvenir from Bet HaMikdash. No. The wall, what's the wall? You can rebuild the wall, it's no big deal. It will be the end of Judaism, the end of everything. Why? The Torah promised that God swore that the wall will never fall down. Now I have some news for you. The first temple was destroyed 2,600 years ago by the Babylonians. The second temple was destroyed 2,000 years ago by the Romans. The wall had, the Bet HaMikdash, the temple had 4 walls around it. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the temple was in the middle. When the Babylonians came, they knocked down the walls. When the Romans came, they knocked down the walls. In between, the Greeks came and they burned Bet HaMikdash. 3 major attacks on the Holy Temple, and somehow, nobody can explain, the Western Wall is still standing. Now I want to ask you a question. When a Goy comes to destroy Bet HaMikdash, what incentive he has to leave a wall completely standing? He came to destroy everything. Why would he leave the wall standing? Once, twice, 3 times. No, not 3 times. Hundreds of times. Hundreds of times. In the last 2,000 years, you know how many wars took place around the Kotel over there? Earthquake, wars, Seljukim, Persians, Muslims, British, Turkish, Armenians. So many empires occupied and destroyed Jerusalem. Nobody touched the wall. Why? God promised the wall will stay there forever. I'm protecting it. 4 walls were made in the same day from the same material. 3 of them fell down in an hour. 1 of them is standing forever. Do you know a human being that will write in his book, even the biggest faker in the world that tried the fact that God gave him a book? Let's say he came to fool us. Why would it take such a risk to write in his book, this wall will never fall down? What, you crazy? I'm gonna knock down the wall and I prove that your book is nonsense. All I have to do is to knock down the wall. Nobody can knock down the wall. Even if you go tomorrow with a plane, Hashem promised to protect it. Until 400 years ago, until Galileo Galilei, nobody thought that there is more than 6,000 stars in the world. People used to stand on a mountain and count. Here, 1, 2, 3. In a bright night, maximum they were able to count is 6,000. If you told a person 1,000 years ago, or 2,000 years ago, or 3,000 years ago, that there are trillions of stars, you would know right away that you're crazy, you're not normal. Where are you bringing trillions of stars? Here, 6,000 stars. What, you're making up numbers? The Jews always told the Goyim, there are much more stars than what you can see. The Goyim say, the Jews are weird. You always have weird things. Where are you getting these numbers from? So the Jews say, we got the Torah from the creator of the world. He told us how many stars he made. You did not get it. That's why you think we are weird. Here, I'll give you an example. This is a part from the oral Torah right here, page 32, Masechet Brachot, in the Gemara. The nation of Israel came to God to complain. Dear God, a person got divorced with his wife, and let's say a few years later he got remarried. Let's say 20 years after he got divorced, you come and ask him, hey Moshe, do you remember your ex-wife Rachel? What is the answer gonna be? No? Of course you remember her. How can you forget her? Even 40 years later, you ask him, do you remember if one day you were married? He said, of course, I had a wife. Of course, you remember everything. So the nation of Israel comes to God and say, dear God, a person never ever forget his ex-wife. And you left us and you forgot about us completely. What was the message? The message was, the second temple was destroyed. The Goyim threw us out of the Holy Land. We have no life anymore, and you left us alone. What was the answer of God? Listen to this. Amazing. Amar la Kadosh Baruch Hu, and God answered, my daughter, Biti. Very nice that God calling us his daughter. You are my daughter, the nation of Israel. 12 sections I created in heaven. 12 sections. That's, by the way, the horoscope. The horoscope is 12 different signs. Each sign is 30 degrees. A circle is 360 degrees. If you divide it to 12 slices, each slice is 30 degrees. That's where the horoscope comes from, Judaism, of course. Not like some Jews think that it comes from the Greek or from the other nations. 12 sections I created in heaven. And in each section I created 30 armies. And in each army I created 30 legion. In each legion I created 30 raton. In each raton I created 30 karaton. In each karaton I created 30 gistera. In each gistera I hung 365,000 multiplied by 10,000 stars. And all of that I created for you, the nation of Israel. And you have the nerve to tell me that I forgot about you and I left you? This is direct words of God to the Jewish nation 2,000 years ago, after the destruction of the second temple. Let's calculate the math. 12 sections, 12 times 30 times 30 times 30, 30, 30 times 365,000 times 10,000, it gives us 10 to the power of 19 stars. 1 and 18 zeros. Very long number. Quadrillion. I don't even know how to say this number. And the interesting thing is, remember, this was written in a generation that there was no telescope. Everybody thought there are 6,000 stars. And here comes the book, the Jewish book, the Torah, and the Torah said, what are you talking about 6,000? There's 1 and 18 zero stars. You cannot see them, but they exist. In 1608, Galileo Galilei raised his telescope to the sky, and he found there's a lot more galaxies that we couldn't see. Between then until today, NASA is very advanced, and they found out that there is 10 to the power of 19 stars. In case you had a doubt, here it is in front of you. In 1990, Dr. T. Brewhurst from Queen Mary College in London had a research with mega computers, and he found there's 10 to the power of 19 stars in the universe. It doesn't really matter what the scientist finds. It shouldn't impress us at all, because we have to follow the Torah, the divine Torah that God gave us. But once the scientists find something that match exactly what the Torah knew 3,000 years ago, it leaves us very impressed. Not because of the scientists. They deserve the respect. I'm not saying no, because it's not so simple to find what they find. But we have to be impressed from the book that we have in our hand. Each one of us has it in the house. Some of us forget to open it. It's very dusty. But Torah in Hebrew means instruction.